Hi everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about how to achieve your goals. So this is the topic of the month, if you like. So that is replacing the 4 videos I used to do every month. And I'm going to do it in a slightly different format today. So it's going to be more of a presentation approach, if you like. And when you're done watching, I would really appreciate if you just left me a little comment to let me know how it works for you, if you think that it's good or if you didn't really like it. My thinking behind this is that it's going to make it a little bit easier to follow and for you to really take it in when you both hear what I'm saying and you can see it on the screen as well. Because I will have a few take-home messages for you, a few tips for how you can actually achieve your goals and what you need to do to get there, etc. Or it might be that you feel like you're kind of losing that organic or intimate feeling because it's just you and me on here between us, and maybe you don't like it. So just let me know what your thoughts are and how you're finding it. So I'm gonna swap over to the slides. Here we go. And we're obviously going to talk about how to achieve your goals. So whether your goal is primarily diet related or something else, it doesn't actually matter. What I will be talking about today can be applied to any area of your life. So whether this is a financial goal or a career goal or relationship goal or whatever it could be, you can actually apply all of these things to your goal anyway. So one thing that is entirely certain is that we all change with time. None of us are the same person that we were 1 or 5 or 10 years ago. We're completely different. Obviously, we're more different today than we were 10 years ago than we were 1 year ago, but we keep changing. As a matter of fact, you have probably changed tremendously in the last 10 years when you think about it. When I'm trying to think about what I was doing and how I was thinking and acting 10 years ago, I'm gobsmacked at where I am today because I am absolutely nothing like that. And I'm not saying I didn't like myself 10 years ago, but I'm really happy that I have changed the way I have because a lot of it has actually been intentional. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And every single human being is actually work in progress. And we need to keep that in mind that we are just work in progress. We will never be finished. So whether you want to change or not is actually irrelevant because you will. And we can use that to our advantage. So if you are entirely happy with everything in your life, how you are, how you feel, how you think about things, etc., and you want to stay there, you need to make that intentional, that your goal can be to continue have what you have right now. Your goal doesn't necessarily have to involve future change in your circumstances. It can actually be about just wanting what you already have, and that is fine. So think about the circumstances in your life and what it is that you want to change. It might be that you want to lose 15 kilos, or perhaps you want to find the ideal diet for your health, or something else. And I bet you that both your diet and your weight will change in the next few years. They're not going to be exactly the same as they are today. Whether that is to your advantage or not is very much dependent on whether you become intentional about that change or not. When you continue doing what you have been doing for the last year or the last years, you will continue to get the same results as you've got over that period of time. So if you become intentional about how you want to change and how you want to act, and you do this with more purpose and focus on a daily basis, you can change things around in your favor. It might not always feel like it, but many baby steps will get you there. So when you act with purpose on a daily basis, you will, over time, achieve many smaller goals on the way to your bigger goal. And each small goal will mean that you have a small win. And every small win that you have along the way will build your confidence. So you will start feeling really confident that you can do this, and that in turn will motivate you to continue. And it might even motivate you to set bigger and scarier goals in the end. Because a lot of the time when we set a goal, we set something that we feel is kind of achievable, but we don't dare go too big, because if we were failing, that would be a massive fail. And we don't really like that. We would prefer to keep the fails very small. So we're playing small. But when you build that confidence, it's so much easier to set a much bigger goal and actually go for it. And all of these goals, they will be what is shaping your future identity. So for me, I'm going to tell you about my 2020 goals. So the more intentional you can be, the more you can transform your life. So my initial goal was to teach myself to not want sugar anymore. Because I'm in control, I don't eat sugar when I haven't planned for it, and all is good, but I still want to eat sugar. I'm still thinking about it, I'm still looking at it when I go shopping. I'm thinking that would be nice, that would be nice. But I wish that I didn't think that. So I want to teach myself to not want it anymore. So that is my goal. But my goal is somewhat, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into my goal. So it kind of lacks substance a bit, because it's intangible and it's not something that you can easily measure. So I was digging a little bit deeper, and I was asking myself, okay, I don't want to want sugar anymore. Why is that? And my answer to that is that what's underneath my goal is everything is pretty much related to health, well-being, quality of life. So when I don't eat sugar, I feel more energetic, I have more mental clarity, I lose weight, I feel more inclined to do things that I want to do, and I'm also able to enjoy them when I'm doing that. And also this constant chatter in my brain, the discussion about whether I should or shouldn't have this and that, and when, how much, etc. I don't want to have that. I have so much more important things going on in my life that I want to spend my brain juice on. So I decided to set an impossible health goal. And I'm not saying now that weight equals health, because it's not necessarily so, but I have included weight as one of the parameters. So by the end of 2020, I want to weigh 60 kilos. I want to ask to gross squat 60 kilos. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that means that when you're squatting, you're going the whole way down with your bum towards the ground and then up again. So you're not stopping at 90 degrees in your knees or anything like that. I want to go the whole way down. And I want to be able to do one pull-up. So those are my 3 measurements, and they're all impossible for me to do. I haven't weighed 60 kilos since my mid-teenage years, I think, as in maybe when I was 14 or something silly. I have never been able to squat 60 kilos, not even when I was practicing Olympic weightlifting. I could get the 60 kilo bar off the floor, but I could not squat with it, which is ridiculous. So my squats have never been strong compared to other people that were lifting the same sort of weights as me, but I could get it off the ground. And I have never been able to do a pull-up. And that is strange, because I've been working as a personal trainer for like 10 years, and I wanted to do a pull-up, but I was never committed to teaching myself to do it. And that's why I've not been able to do it. So all of these 3 goals, they symbolize something that is impossible for me to achieve. And you might wonder why I have chosen something that seems impossible to achieve when I lose the motivation to do so. But this is the thing. So my current me and my past me haven't been able to ever do any of these things. This is true. So in order for me to be able to reach my goals, I will have to become a different version of myself, a person who's actually capable of achieving these things. So the question is, what is this person that has already achieved these things? What is that person thinking and doing? And what would she tell me if I asked her for advice? Clearly, she's not doing what I'm doing, because then she wouldn't be able to do that. So clearly, she's doing something different. And I believe, now I'm just guessing, and I might have to tweak this along the way, but I believe that she would tell me to keep my eye on the goal every single day and to make the commitment to continue working towards it and take baby steps every day. Sometimes I might take larger steps or several baby steps in a day, but if I do it every single day for a whole year, I'll get there. As for her thinking, I think that she never ever feels like she's missing out on eating sugar. I think she appreciates and is entirely focused on her goals and what she needs to do to get there. And that is so much more important to her than having some sugar. So she's also clearly good at planning and following her plans. If she wasn't, she wouldn't be able to get there. Because in the end of the day, my life is really busy. I'm working full time. I'm posting these videos, and there is a lot of work going on with each video, preparing them, putting them up, editing, talking to you guys, which I love, but it does take time. It's not something that you do in 5 seconds. Sometimes you have to think about it, etc. So I have a limited amount of time. So if I can't plan properly and follow my plan, I won't be able to do it. I won't have the time to do it. And she's definitely not skipping workouts because she can't be bothered. That's not in her plan. And she knows that by following through, she will get to her goal. She's convinced that that is the truth, and that's why she's doing it. She knows that she will get that reward at the end. Right, so how can we make this happen? So I would strongly encourage you to find a sort of routine. First of all, you have to make a commitment to becoming the version of you that can achieve your goals. And then you need to find a routine that will make it easier for you to actually move towards your goal every single day. I've said it before, but what you are currently committed to is exactly what you already have in your life. So if you are committed to eating 80% right, 20% you know that you shouldn't be eating that, and you're only getting 70% of the benefit of that, as in you get some weight loss maybe or some health benefits, but not the whole way, then that is what you're committed to. If you were going the other 20% on your diet, you might get the other 30% benefit from doing so. But you need to be committed to doing that. So you obviously decide yourself how committed you are and how far you want to take it. But just know that whatever you have right now is whatever you are actually committed to right now. So if you're serious about achieving your goals, you need to commit to the process of becoming the person that can achieve these goals. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to do 1 or 2 specific things. There might be several ways around it, several ways of reaching your goal that your future version of you would do. So when you're committed, you absolutely do not stop until you reach your goal, because you have a goal, and if you're committed, you follow through until the end. And you're doing whatever it takes to get there. So all excuses, they go straight out the window, and you will find a way of doing what must be done on a daily basis so that you can reach your goal. And this is a really good one. Whenever you have to make a decision, ask yourself the question whether it will help you reach your goal. If the answer is no, don't do it. If the answer is yes, then it's a no-brainer. Just go for it, because it will help you. So here is the changes that I have made in my life to move me towards my goal. So first of all, I get up between 5:30 and 6 a.m. in the morning every day. That includes the weekends. And this might sound crazy to all of you, but I'm committed to reaching my goal. So this is what I will have to do. And I also have a morning routine that is in line with my goals. So I always have a plan the evening before. I know exactly what I'm doing in the morning when I get up. So it's never like I'm going up at 5:30 and I'm being confused about what I'm going to do, and I'm fiddling a little bit here and there and dabbling, and then I don't get anything done. No, I know exactly what I'm going to do. For me, I go up, I do 15 minutes of stretching or exercise, foam rolling, that sort of thing. I take the dogs for a walk, and then on work days, I am working 5 hours, 1 hour on putting this sort of thing together, like YouTube material, etc., or things for my free membership site, and so on. I'm working on something for my coaching business. And I know that I'm doing that every single day. I know exactly what sort of work I'm going to do with it in that hour. So I already planned that out, that it would be something that I can fit in within an hour, and then I go to work. That way I get something done every day. I keep obviously working, getting my videos done, etc., which is important to me, even though they are not in my 2020 goal. But I do get outside walking the dogs. I get sunlight. I wake up. If it's sunlight, but you get the morning light in your eyes, which is good for your circadian rhythm. It kind of gets you into the right state. Do a little bit of exercise and mobility training, which will just wake my body up, and then I bike to work when it's time to do that. On most days, minimum of 4 days a week, if you wanted to know. And in the mornings, I do not check my phone or my computer, as in emails, etc. I might need my computer to do work, but I don't go in on social media. I don't check my emails before I'm finished with what I need to do, because this is my priority. Doing the 15 minutes of mobility and strength, maybe doing the dog walk, and getting 1 hour of working. That's my priority. Everything else will have to wait. And doing it this way is really good, because that allows me to stay focused on what I'm doing right now, and I get things done so much quicker than when I'm having Facebook open and YouTube and checking your comments and did I get any new subscribers or whatever. And believe me, it's really hard, especially when I put a video up. I usually put them up at about 3-4 a.m. So usually when I wake up, you already started commenting, and I can just go in, answer your comments, and see what's going on, see if you shared something interesting or if you have any questions for me. And it's really hard to not do that straight away, because I know they are there waiting for me. But I won't, because it's very distracting, and it's not something that will help me reach my goal quicker. You will not unsubscribe from my channel and stop watching my videos because I'm letting you wait another 2 hours. I know this to be true, so don't tell me different. So I'm also entirely focused on what it is that I'm trying to do. So I'm focused on my goal and I make that my priority in everything I do. And I'm looking for opportunities to move towards my goal. So an example could be, let's say, at work, let's say they will move office or something. And there are a lot of boxes that needs carrying. And do I sit back and go and hide in my office because, you know, I have my own office, or I'm actually working in a lab, so I have my own lab, I don't have to do that? Or do I take the opportunity to go and help? Will it help me reach my goal? Yeah, probably will. I want to lose weight, so I'm using a little bit more energy doing that. And I'm also building strength and lifting heavy things and carrying them. Brilliant training. In the end of the day, if you're thinking about it, if they move office once when you're working there in 5 years and you're helping, it's not going to make a difference in your health and fitness. But what it will do is it will change your mindset around it. It will keep you looking for all opportunities that there are that will move you towards your goal. So it will keep my mind it will put your mind in a different state, if you like. It will see opportunities wherever you are. If you can lift something, go lift it. If you can move, then do it. All these little things together will add up with time. And it's just that mindset. And if you keep doing this year in and year out, you're going to be completely different than you would have been if you didn't do it. So it's much more about that than a specific event. I also avoid eating after sunset. Now, I say this in winter, it's sometimes hard to do if I want to have dinner at home with my partner, but in general, I do believe in circadian eating. I know that the circadian rhythm affects your hormones a lot, and it helps you digest the earlier that you eat in the morning. So for me, I try to eat my dinner early. Usually it's actually not too early, but maybe between 4 and 5. And if I could eat it earlier than that, I probably would. Now it's not always possible, but on weekends I do. I don't have a set dinner time. So I'm really avoiding eating after sunset. I'm definitely not snacking anymore in the evenings before bed. That's all gone. A person that wants to lose that much weight and be a weight that I haven't been since I was a mid teenage, if at all, can and not be doing those kind of things. I need to optimize my eating, my nutrition, my whole life. So eating after sunset, will it help me reach my goal? Nah, it probably won't. I'm also going to bed 2 hours earlier than I used to. So that would be at 10 p.m. rather than midnight. And believe me, this has been really, really hard and I'm still adjusting. I've done that for a little bit more than a month now, probably 1.5 months. And it took me weeks to be able to fall asleep before midnight. And that is crazy because I was still getting up early and I was so tired. And still, 10 in the evening, I was not tired. So it took a long time to get used to. I'm still having some problems with my sleep, mainly that I wake up sometime between 3 and 4 most nights, and that could be that it's a cortisol spike and that I'm a bit stressed. I don't know. I don't feel stressed, but as I told you, my life is really busy and it's kind of full of things for me to do constantly. I do have rest and recreation time. I enjoy going to the beach and just laying in the sun, or go out kayaking, or whatever it is. And I'm doing all of those things, and I'm taking it easy in the evenings. I don't work until I go to bed, for example. I have time to relax and wind down. So I'm hoping that it's not that, but I don't really know. It could just be that I'm still adjusting to whatever I'm doing with my sleep. So we will see what happens with that. And this is so important. Whenever I am in doubt about whether I should or shouldn't do something, I ask me the question, will this help me reach my goal? If it's no, then I don't do it. So I use this question as a filter, if you like. And then I know whether this is important in my life, whether I should do it or not, whether it will help or not. So what do you imagine would happen if you did this or something similar for yourself? What if you committed to a routine that will shape you into the person that can achieve those goals that you have? What would happen if you consistently took action towards your future every single day in 2020? So now it's the 15th of January. You would have 350 days left of 2020. If you took 350 baby steps towards the goal that you have, where do you think that you will be in 2021? Or if you want to have a longer goal, 2025, 2030, whatever you choose. Where do you think that you could be if you continue to take these small steps towards your goal? It's really powerful to think about, because we can achieve so much more than we think over time. It's just that we are often unable to see the progress that we're making right in the moment. And I'm definitely guilty of this. It's just the 15th of January, and I have already been frustrated with how slow progress I make. For example, I go in, I do a heavy leg session, and then I never used to be sore for that long, but now I might be sore for 3 days, and I'm like, hey, what's actually going on? Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I can't do this. And I get all these thoughts. Or I've been eating really, really well, and the scales is still just not moving with the speed that I would like it to move. But then I'm 15 days into January, and I started on the 1st, seriously. So I have 350 days to go. So what I have achieved is actually probably reasonable. So we just don't see the progress, and we want more progress quicker to keep us motivated. But this is the reason why I've given myself a whole year. It's a very long time. But I also want to commit to the process of being focused on this goal the whole year and not ignoring it until it's too late, because I think that I have enough time anyway. And that is one of the reasons that goals also are impossible. Because if I really want to reach them, I have a lot of work to do. I might get close, halfway, I don't know. But to get to the actual goal, I still then really believe it myself. Some days I do think maybe I can do a pull-up, because I've never given that a chance. But the other two, 60 kilos, squatting 60 kilos, that feels impossible to me right now. But we should see as we move along. So ask yourself these questions and decide whether you are serious about making some changes in your life or not. That's obviously up to you, how committed you are to reaching your goals. So will it be worth it? For me, the answer is really, really simple. Absolutely freaking yes. It's worth every single day, because I am becoming an upgraded version of myself, and I love it. It's nice to be able to have that focus on one goal and feel like you're really moving towards it every day. And it just makes me feel like I'm achieving it, even though I'm not even close right now. But being in that mindset really moves me forward. So if you want to learn a lot more about how to achieve your goals and transform your life, and how to get the most bang for your buck, if you like, with regards to health and fitness, I would like to invite you to come and join me over at patreon.com. You can subscribe for as little as $5 per month, basically a cup of coffee. And that will give you access to some of my Patreon exclusive materials that I won't be sharing here on YouTube. And there will be a lot of things there. I will show you exactly what I'm doing. You can follow my whole process. There will be some behind the scenes videos. I'm gonna try out some different biohacking things going on to see how they work for me. And also you can always ask me questions and I will reply. Now there are different tiers, so the amount of support you get from me obviously is higher with private one-to-one coaching at the highest tier, but even at the lower levels, you can always send me an email, ask me about what I'm doing, why I'm doing what I'm doing, etc. And I might make another video on it or actually just reply to you depending on what it is. So that would be over at patreon.com/PimJansson as one word. I'm going to put it up in the video description. It's always there, but I'm going to put it at the top this time so that it's easy for you to go and have a look at it. And yeah, if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet and you like this sort of content, you like learning about health, nutrition, stopping sugar cravings, all of those kind of things, then I think you should subscribe to the channel. And even if you're not that interested and you just want to support me, give it a thumbs up and subscribe anyway. And also share this with anyone that you know that might benefit from it, because I think it's really good advice myself, otherwise I wouldn't be doing the video. But it's something that is so easy to forget about, those baby steps and keeping your focus on that one thing that you want to achieve. So I hope that you found this video inspirational or empowering and informative, and that you can actually you feel that you have a few action steps that you can take with you and put into action straight away. That was my intention anyway. So please let me know in the comments what you think about the video, what you think about the video format, etc. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.